Aileen McColgan from the organisation Birthrights is with me now, and also Dr. Ranj Singh. Good evening to you both. Ranj, FAS is clearly an awful thing for any child to develop, but are women getting the right messages about drinking during pregnancy?
I think that's the confusing part here, is for anybody that's pregnant, if you look at whether you should or can or can't drink, the guidance is a bit murky. On one hand, we're saying don't drink at all because it could harm your baby. But on the other hand, we're saying, well, if you choose to drink perhaps 1 or 2 units once or twice a week would be okay, or it hasn't shown to be harmful. I don't think that's particularly helpful. We need to go towards one or the other. But the thing is, there is a real issue with people that drink excessively. They have the potential to harm their unborn baby and lead to conditions like fetal alcohol syndrome.
In which case, then, is it important that it's clarified in law that it becomes a criminal offence if you drink during pregnancy?
Well, I think the case that we're discussing isn't necessarily about criminalising drinking. It's about criminalising an intentional harm towards your unborn child using alcohol. That's a slightly different situation. Problem is, it opens up all sorts of other ramifications. What about things like smoking? What about things like taking illegal drugs? And what about people who drink and they don't know? I just think it's a bit of a difficult area.
Yeah, we've had a correspondent on Twitter, Alibi Limi, I think it's pronounced. To what extent will we regulate women's behaviour around reproduction? Will we arrest men who smoke near pregnant women? Aileen, what do you think?
Well, indeed, it's a very good question, that. I think that the issue in this case, the particular legal issue, is whether the fetus is a person, because in relation to the crime that's been alleged here, it only operates if a person is poisoned or subject to a noxious substance. And it's never been the case in British law that a fetus has been regarded as a person. And if this case were to determine that a fetus was a person, then I think that would have really serious implications for women's rights.
But all being well, that fetus is going to become a person. You ask any lay person, they see someone drinking when they're pregnant or smoking when they're pregnant, they're going to be disgusted by it.
Well, they may well be disgusted, but we're disgusted by lots of different behaviour. It doesn't mean you criminalise it. And criminalising unwise behaviour by pregnant women is unlikely to help fetuses and unlikely to help children who fetuses become.
There was a time, wasn't there, Ranj, where pregnant women were advised to drink certain alcoholic drinks because of the iron content and the rest of it.
Yeah, but we've learnt over time that we learn from research and we learn from experience. And there's no issue that is quite as polarising as this, to be honest. I think we have to be very clear with people why we give them certain advice. And if we're going to make guidelines, make those guidelines tighter. And they shouldn't persecute or prosecute. What we should be doing is helping those people that have got these alcohol-related problems, these drugs-related problems in the first place, so that they don't get out of hand.
We await the court's decision with interest. Thank you both very much indeed.